Good morning. How are we doing? So, why it's easier to quit and why it feels good. So, it's been, it's gonna be bad saying this, I think over a month since I've been to jujitsu, which I completely committed to doing. Why has it been a month? Well, various things, um, travel, getting to the sessions, childcare, holidays, work, you name it. All the excuses that we've all done, and it would be easier today to say, you know what, I'll just leave it. I don't think I'm making the most of it. I don't think it's going to work. I'll maybe try something else. Maybe I'll try and go back to just focusing on my lifts a bit more, weight training, single arm pull-ups. Maybe just focus a bit more. Morning, Louise, on high rocks training a bit more, doing an extra session there. Morning, Sarah. How are we doing? And that thought actually gives me a bit of endorphin and a bit of like yeah, that would be easier. That would be more manageable right now. But I know deep down what will happen is the same thing will actually repeat itself. I probably will get excited. It'll be a nice relief when you quit. And then I'll have to start the whole process again. And it'll probably be fine for a few weeks. And then stuff will get in the way again. It will keep going through. It will keep things getting in the way. And then I'll go, I might quit that again. I might have to do something else. And it's similar when I see the kids, whether it's riding a bike, which they can now do, but there was once upon a time where they were so frustrated. It was like, I don't really want to ride the bike anymore. Oh, how come? Well, just don't want to. Well, how come? Oh, well, it's a bit. I can't do it. I can't. Yeah, there's always a deeper reason, and it's frustrating. And when you look at the research on habit change and the emotional cycle of change, the emotional cycle of change is what we go through when we want to change anything. And it's the initial uninformed optimism. And that's why quitting feels so good because signal. Where are we? Here we are. Like doing pretty well. And that's good. But you're wanting to do more. And this is the key thing in me right now. Like actually when I look back at my goals, I said a jiu-jitsu session every 2 weeks. And yes, I'm a bit behind that in a month, but I'm actually doing more than I have done ever. It's more consistent than I've been ever. Now, but it's easy to go, let's quit and start something else. And at the start, we get this uninformed optimism where we're like, yes, this is what I'll do now. This is more doable. I'm really motivated. Then what happens is we get this a bit of informed pessimism. And this is where we're like, oh, damn, I'm going to have to fit this in there. If I haven't got a car that lunchtime, I can't go lunchtime session anymore. And that's been part of the issue, actually. I'm going to have to go in the evening. Then that just depends on work. That depends on childcare. If I can get out of the house, those things, am I going to be able to fit it in? What am I going to do? Then you go into the valley of despair. I haven't been for a month. It's not working. I might as well give up. It's getting hard now. It could be those early morning sessions are hard. It's getting darker. It's getting colder. It's getting harder to get out of bed. I missed a session. I missed a week. I've lost momentum. It'd be easier if I just quit. And actually, that feels good because then you go back to the uninformed optimism again, something else, something new, something shiny. And it's like, yes, I'm going to do this now. And then the informed pessimism comes in. And we repeat that cycle. We can keep repeating that cycle. And don't get me wrong, you get a lot from actually repeating those cycles because there's no better way of learning than doing something and realizing that actually I'm just repeating the cycle. Like me saying this isn't as powerful as actually just going through that, quitting something, starting something else and going, yeah, I'm just repeating the cycle. Something else needs to change here. And then you've got you push along through until you get to informed optimism and success and fulfillment. So essentially, you realize that it's going to be blimmin' hard. It's going to be hard. Actually, it's going to be hard anyway. It's going to be hard anyway because it's hard staying the same. It's hard not doing X, Y. It's hard not exercising because you have to put up with the consequences of not exercising, like it being harder getting up and down from the floor, like energy being low, like poor sleep potentially, like aching joints, pains, like tiredness, like struggling to do things that you'd want to do. That's hard too. So if it's going to be hard anyway, I'm now informed I'm going to make these compromises right now. Then it's a case of setting realistic goals, which is exactly what we're doing this month inside our Fruci Fit program. If you want more information about 100 day, by the way, comment below 100 day. But we'll be going through this if you're already in the Q&As and also in this month's newsletter as well. Look out for that. Good morning, Kirsty. How are we doing? And this is then coming down to managing expectations with what you're actually able to do. And this is a key thing. So what's actually realistic? Well, I'm sitting down today and going, this is when I'm definitely going jiu-jitsu. This is when I'm not going to go. So I've already looked this week and I'm like, right, it's going to have to be the following week on that Monday. Done. That's when I go back in again. And I'm happy with that. I'm setting my expectations towards that. I'm managing them, not saying I'm going to do X, Y, and Z with like uninformed optimism, but actually informed optimism going, this is when I can realistically do. And sometimes just sitting down and doing that is the most powerful thing to, one, not waste energy time, like quitting, starting, but actually learning to be consistent and managing expectations throughout time. Because there's going to be peaks and troughs on your journey. Like some people, that's why something that we do at Fruci Fit is some people will go like, you know what, I'm going to do 3 sessions this week. You know what, next month, when things are a bit more settled, I'm going to do 5 sessions. I'm going to do 2 sessions. I'm going to do 1 from home. I'm going to do 1 in person. All of a sudden, it starts to bounce around to fit your lifestyle because your body doesn't care how or when you get it in, just that you get it in. And that's the most important thing, to get it done, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're lacking time, even when it's not the right time, even when there's social events, even when there's Christmas, saying it already, even if. That's the key thing. Make it a non-negotiable, but set them with your expectations. That's the key thing. So I hope that helps. Any questions on that, do let me know. Have an awesome Sunday, forgetting days, and I'll see you soon.